In this video, I will cover boundary setting, the importance of radical forgiveness, and self-compassion/self-worth. Hi, my name is Nirvana. Thank you for being here. I make videos for people interested in spirituality, self-awareness, and compassion in general. If you'd like to set up a call to solve a personal situation you may be going through in your life regarding your relationships or spiritual journey, click my link in the description box called The Bliss Fairy, and we will certainly talk it through. So, first, I want to discuss a time when I was dealing with a friend that would actively ignore my messages. I would send this person repeated messages, and yes, it is my fault. Why would I keep sending messages to someone that's ignoring my messages? I will get into reasoning later on in the story, but this is what I was doing for like a year. And to be fair, they did respond to certain messages, but one day I just said, whatever is going on with this person, I can't get to the bottom of it because they're actively ignoring me. So I had no other choice but to ghost them. I also don't feel any negative emotion toward the person. I am grateful to have known them at all, and I truly wish them the best. I talk about ghosting being a reason why some people and why some relationships end in my video titled 10 Reasons Why Relationships End. Now, though, I have a friend that I've deepened my connection with after letting go of that unfulfilling friendship or non-reciprocal communication relationship. And I always say you can't receive a gift if your hands are already full. This person I had the pleasure of reconnecting with is highly responsive, intuitive, deeply engaging, and compassionate and helpful. I always feel understood and lighter and motivated after our exchanges. It's synergy and is something I know I deserve in friendships and romantic partnerships because that is what I, am willing to offer to others. So I feel by unconsciously using the law of attraction, by also holding the belief that cultivating new adult friendships are still possible at 38 years old. And also having done tons of inner work on my self-confidence, I attracted that synergistic relationship into my life. So had I continued allowing myself to be ignored by people in general and did nothing about my low self-esteem, this new synergistic relationship would have never started or flourished. Because that was a pattern I've had in life. It was a reflection of my self-worth. I would carry this feeling that I was a burden to people. I also had to let go of the fear that I could not make another friend if I let that one go. I had to let go of all the stupid research that says making friendships as an adult is hard. That's not a belief system that serves me, though, even if some researcher has proven that. I also used to have a terrible relationship with endings, and I over-romanticize things to a fault, but now that I am aware of that pattern, it has dissipated and I see relationships in a healthier way. They are all temporary if we're being honest. Some just last a little bit longer than others. Just enjoy them for what they are when you have them. because one day life will end for them or for you. It's like, I get it now. Life has always brought me what I needed when I needed it. I believe the law of attraction brings you the sour lemon patches you need and the pleasures of desire fulfillment. And manifestation is not always about pleasure, desire fulfillment. Also, it'll bring you these things in the most unlikely ways. Y'all, I'm a homebody. I can't lie. I literally don't go anywhere. Y'all, and this friend I speak of lives in a different country. Yet we speak to each other almost every day. I'm not insinuating you have to speak to anyone every day to consider them a friend. That's not the point of me mentioning it. That's not even realistic for most average people if they have significant others or families. But also, all of my relationships are digital. So this is okay because I don't meet with anyone really in person these days. So although I'm currently working on my blocks surrounding manifesting a physical relationship, because I'm certainly very aware of my issues surrounding having physical relationships, but I feel very content with what I have now. And I wholeheartedly believe I am always in divine alignment and I never lack anything. I realize when you do the inner work around a problem and drop your fears, the solution will come in a way you could have never imagined with your limited imagination, in my opinion. You can't be handed a gift again when your hands are already full. So here's a helpful tip with identifying if there's synergy in any given relationship, friendship, or otherwise. Ask yourself, am I always reaching out first? Do I like the way I feel after my interactions with this person? Do I feel tense? Do I feel ashamed, anxious? Am I uptight, like pent up kind of energy? Or do I feel energized, excited, lighter, motivated, less anxious, more connected? Ladies who are dating men, do you feel desired by him? That's a different type of energy, okay? A man can actually want to have a sexual relationship with you and not desire or even want you. It's important you learn this difference as a woman when vetting men that you deal with. Asking yourself how you feel after an interaction is really important because sometimes we can really like a person and even love them deeply. And sometimes our immense love for them puts us in a place where we then disconnect from how we feel after interacting with them at our core. Like, did they actually fill you up, or did your soul fill up with your own love for them and your high from your own positive energy? This high feeling of false connection can drown out how that person is actually, how they have actually left you feeling. And then you sort of sweep that aside. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've had this happen to me, so it's something you can easily miss, but one day life will create a situation that will make it clear and apparent that maybe I don't like the way I feel after interactions with this person. And you should pay attention to that. You should begin the process of how can I create boundaries, or if it's possible to create boundaries around what I share with them. Is it possible to avoid this negative emotion I'm feeling after an interaction with them? Later in the video, I will discuss how to utilize this negative emotion you feel, though, to your benefit. We must learn. There will be people you can tell your dreams and hopes to. There will be people you discuss your romantic relationship woes with. People who give you understanding, connection, and compassion. Other people that will give you dope business ideas. A person you have brunch with once a month to talk about your crushes, right? And lighthearted things to escape from the harsh world of adulting. There may be people you're romantically interested in that you realize are better off either as a business contact or not in your life at all. You may also come to realize that they are probably your soulmate, and soulmates don't always mean y'all will be together romantically, which is another video I'm currently working on. So subscribe and turn on the notifications for when that one drops. But it is important to learn how to compartmentalize people. And this is something I was very poor at doing, you guys. I thought everybody was my friend, everybody that I met. Like, you're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend. I swear I was like that. My first day of school, actually, my parents told me when I first started school that the teacher told her, "Oh, Nirvana said everybody in the class is her friend." Yeah, that can be a little problematic as an adult. But anyway, sometimes you'll realize that the person can't be compartmentalized, but that it's best that they not be in your life at all. Not knowing when someone can't be compartmentalized will cause grave emotional harm. This dynamic serves neither person. Think about it. Who walks to a dry well every day expecting there to be water? It might behoove you to walk to the well with water to quench your thirst. Next, I can't discuss this topic without discussing the book Radical Forgiveness by Collin C. I'll have some links in my description box, so always check my descriptions for citations and book recommendations or to set up a call with me. I've been recommending this book for years for a reason, you guys. It's how I'm able to alchemize these difficult situations, negative emotions of victimization to healing and taking accountability, noticing my patterns, learning the lesson, forgiving people, and breaking the patterns. Now, it's important to realize that sometimes forgiveness sometimes forgiveness does mean ending the relationship, but you don't have this heaviness or resentment in your heart. You will also be able to not end up in that same situation again with a new person that is treating you in a manner that doesn't vibe with you. A quick note on triggers. Radical Forgiveness goes into detail about triggers, but I will note here, triggers are bringing your attention to something that you need to tend to. The question should always be, why have I allowed myself to be treated in this manner for so long? Why was this okay with me? Now that you begin the self-awareness process, right, you begin to see that the way you've allowed one person to treat you is generally how you've allowed everybody to treat you. And you don't recognize it until one day you recognize it. Self-awareness to me is the realization that all you can do is change yourself. We can't change other people's behavior toward us, but we can create boundaries and take care of our own emotional health. Creating a boundary can look like there are certain topics that are off the table for discussion between you and another person. Maybe certain kinds of events is suitable for one friend and not the other. But getting clear on these things is super important to not just your own mental health, but the health of the relational dynamic. I highly recommend this gorgeous Black woman's book, Nedra Tawaab, called Set Boundaries, Find Peace. That book helped me develop my boundary setting in a masterful way. I had no idea what boundaries were. I swear it's embarrassing. I just told you, I thought everybody was my friend. It's like, clearly you need help. But there is a process of steps that you must lead yourself through to getting out of victimization energy. And you better believe having self-compassion is the first step in this process. It's why this is all I love to talk about on this channel now, is because it's important. Too many of us are stepping over step one. And I don't think it's because people want to. I think some people don't know how to do step one. They themselves have never been given compassion. They don't even know what it looks like, which means 9 out of 10 times, they don't even have compassion for themselves. These are the people who need compassion the most. So what the final stage of your healing should look like is a deep gratitude to that person for teaching you that lesson, for showing you your patterns and things you needed to learn that eventually led you to the more fulfilling relationships that you desired. We will never get out of victimization to healing that aspect of ourselves and breaking the cycle so we can have those relationships with lovers and friends if we don't surrender to self-awareness and the self-compassion process first. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video if you found this helpful. Share with a friend, share with somebody you love. And until next time, be compassionate with yourselves and others.